What's up? What's going on? Arvind Ramakrishna here, and welcome to Driven to Draw, where I teach you how to bring your sketches to life. So let's get started. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the art of subtle shading. So let's get started. What I got here is probably one of my favorite actors who obviously passed away quite some time ago. This is Jerry Lewis. And I've been in this kick lately of just trying to exercise, or at least try to branch out and draw different things, and people is one of them. So I've been trying to understand. I've been looking actually at a lot of other YouTube videos and some of my friends who actually teach anatomy and teach shading and that sort of thing, and I decided to start to take some of the shading techniques that I was doing on drawing cars, and I started to apply that actually to people. And this is just, again, one of those examples of it. So I'm not saying I am perfect. I'm far from perfect, and I'm not anywhere near as talented as some of my other friends. But what I want to really illustrate here is that you can use the same kind of techniques and port them over to other subject matters. You don't always have to just limit yourself to one particular kind of subject, but you can take your experience and start to use that into areas of portraiture or something like that. So what I'm doing here as far as shading is I got a Prismacolor pencil here, and it's a Premier. It is an indigo blue. It's what I use when I draw when I'm trying to design or draw some cars or whatever it is, and I do the same thing when I start to draw people or anything else for that matter. And when you start to shade, what I typically do here when I'm trying to describe some sort of change in elevation and change in surface, it could be like the cheekbones here, right? Is that I start to add a little bit more value, and I start to use the side of the pencil, if you can see. So my general technique, what I use is that I start to use the side of the pencil. But as you look at this drawing, what I do is that I lay out everything else. That means from an anatomy standpoint, or if I'm looking at drawing faces, I dissect, I draw this oval shape, and then I dissect it all the way down. And then I start to add just the line drawing of each of the elements, like the eyes and the nose and that sort of thing, right? And then I try to just add the value. That means I'm not going to use my sharp points. I'm going to use the side of the pencil while I'm shading, and I just add, I just start to shade so I can cover as much as a larger area as I can. So when I get to the hair here, I will kind of go back and forth, use the side of the pencil, and then when I want to texturize or just start to indicate the strands of the hair, then I'll start to use the sharper points. So I'll go in and just create these broad strokes first, and then once the broad strokes are completed, I can get to kind of detailing. So once again here, when I get to the top of the hair, you can see that I'm just using the side of the pencil to shade. Oops, there you go. And I'm going to do the same thing with the eyebrows. Just start to subtly shade in these areas and just create enough value. And I have to tell you, I'm so surprised at the knowledge that I'm able to transfer from being a professional in doing something completely different. And when you start to put your mind to something where you want to really be good at drawing many different things, you'll be very surprised that once you have the focus, that you can actually create some really cool stuff, and you don't have to be a complete pro at it. Now I'm definitely not the best portrait artist or anything like that, but I still take pride in working at it, in trying to get better, and making sure that I continue to practice and refine the skill set. That's what it's about. It's about growth. You have to continuously challenge yourself, and you'll find that the more you challenge yourself, the more your skills will grow. And then in some of the later videos, I'm going to show you what this really does for you. Drawing is such a fascinating way of developing your abilities as a designer, as a thinker, a critical thinker, because you're really training your brain to look at details, observe details. And once you do that, I mean, once you come with that mindset, being able to take those details and to use that, apply that into other areas, that's really what's going to be key. Anyway, I'm kind of digressing because we were talking about shading before, but I can't emphasize, how much I love this, man. This is just, it's so awesome to be able to do this. All right, I'm going to just finish up the last bit of shading here. And as you can see the value distribution. I'm going to make the cheekbones and going to shade that a little bit darker so you can see that transition. And that's pretty much it. This is our quick tip for Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did not enjoy it, well, I'm sorry. I still hope you come back next week for the next video. So we'll see you here next time on Driven to Draw. Have a good one.